Outlander. I say this all the time, but I'm sorry I'm late. There has been some insane stuff going on in my life, and it's just not stopping. It's just not stopping. Not to get into like everything, because there's a lot, but just to give you an idea, over the course of 3 days, there was a funeral, a wedding, and a birth. And that's just 3 days out of like the 3 weeks I've been doing stuff. So believe me, I'm like as upset as you guys. You're not getting to see the reactions, but I'm not getting to see the show at all. I wait. I'm doing it right. Anyway, this is Season 3, Episode 6 of Outlander. Its title is A. Malcolm. Let's do it. Who is this chick? He looks good in whatever clothes they put him in. I've been in that print shop. I'm going to keep saying it. I have, though.
These are not but treason. Caught. Your necks are in ropes.
Why are you still doing stuff like that, Jamie?
Appears you have a small child hanging on your every word.
Jerks.
You might share any chores or errands you care to have done, so I can carry them out on the way into the shop, so I'm no re-travelling my step.
Hey. Stop everything you're doing. He's got a bit of an attitude. I love the process of, like, old-timey printing. Doors are opening.
And you, Geordie.
Ah!
Where'd you go to get the ash? All the way to Glasgow.
Don't go turn around, son.
It is Geordie.
It's fun to see his face from this angle. Somebody slip a pillow under him. I know what's gonna happen. You just worked really hard to print all those.
I thought I'd lost hold altogether and pissed myself, but it's alright.
Good. No pee. If you had peed, no one would have blamed you, though.
Do you mind?
Hey, she's seen it before.
Took it off.
Yeah, it really pissed off my other husband. Okay, what's going on with Jamie? He got another woman or something? He's seeming weird.
I would very much like to kiss you.
Do it.
I can touch you now.
Yeah, and you should.
Working for a papist is one thing, but working for an immoral papist is another.
Jordy, okay.
You like be your own soul man, but if it's come to orgies in the shop...
Jordy, you're killing a mood.
A trial.
Yeah. Ask about that.
What the devil?
Photographs.
Yeah, if this was set later and you brought an iPhone, they'd burn you at the stake. Jamie needs glasses now. Getting old.
You look as dashing as ever.
Yeah, and neither of you have aged, which is awesome.
That's how it's Smokey. Our dog.
Dog? What sort of dog is that?
That's a bear.
This is one from when we were at the coast during the summer with our friends.
Why is my daughter wearing no clothes?
She goes swimming in the rigging and be a lad.
Yeah. Immoral.
I have a son.
Did you love his mother?
she wants to know this right away. Claire's like, it's sad she's dead, but it's great news you didn't love her.
Did you leave Frank to come here?
No, it's cool, he's dead.
It's after Culloden, Prince Charles spent many years a hunter man. He actually disguised himself as a woman and escaped to...
I could see him doing that, yeah.
Milady?
No.
Fergus?
No, he's a big boy now! She's like, oh, you got a hand off. But it's a cool hand, actually.
Where have you been all these years? We thought you were dead.
I was a time traveler? Oh, he's hugging her. This is so cute.
What about...
What about what? What about what?
It was clear back. I'm not sure it's even a concern.
What's going on?
We did go to America.
I thought it might be wise to leave out the whole 200 years in the future part.
I don't know. I think it would have been more interesting.
Where are we going now?
World's End.
That weird Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
He licks my elbow.
That's not weird. You're the weird one, chick.
Hello, I'm Claire Randall.
Malcolm.
Yeah, no, this is awkward.
I assume Mr. Willoughby is not your real name.
Don't assume things. Racist.
Being unsavory yourself.
Fighting words.
When you die a child,
What does that mean?
Honourable wife.
Jamie can speak all the languages.
Mr. Malcolm, you bring her here?
This is an unsavory establishment. She's like reevaluating all of her life choices. She's like, did I really just leave the comfort of the 60s to come stay the night in a dirty whorehouse? Girl, you know you're gonna get bed bugs.
You live in a brothel.
Don't be judgy.
Why do you have a room in a brothel?
Do you know what brothels do?
Did Because you're such a good customer.
Judgments.
Why have you come back?
Am I not welcome?
Why
Are you just fishing for compliments now?
do you want me?
That's the stupidest question you could ever ask anyone.
I do want you.
Said everyone ever. Really? Ruining the mood. And just walking in?
Thank you kindly, Pauline.
God, buzzkill, Pauline.
Come to bed with me then.
That's another dumb question you're asking. And 20 minutes later, they're still slowly undressing.
It's a zipper. Just pull the tab straight down.
Makes things easier. Here we are on day 3. They're both still not undressed.
You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
That's the best thing you could have said. And he's still got a bod. And you gotta go make it weird.
Hurt you, Claire?
I think I've broken my nose.
Don't let it spoil the mood. Keep going. You both know you're gonna get eaten up by bed bugs, right? Dang. I could see the seam on the scars on his back. That's the first time it's ever happened before. I suppose he was moving around a lot, so, you know, it makes the seams more visible. But whatever.
It's like riding a bicycle, I suppose.
A really hot ginger bicycle.
You're not just a printer.
You sell crack out of there? People do that, I hear.
Luckily, it looks like you eat regularly.
Kind of like an insult. Booty.
You're a traitor the last time I knew you.
Throwing words around.
Unless you do something immoral.
Cue something immoral.
Is there something else you haven't told me?
Ooh, secrets don't make friends. Oh yeah, that scar. You know, stuff.
Claude,
And who gave it to you?
he gave me a trail, Claire. She's alive. Safe.
She's got like indoor plumbing and light bulbs. It's great.
Is that what you did when you had the
She's asking a lot of things about who you're boning. He's not asking you about what you did with Frank. I mean, let's be fair.
Did you want to eat?
Heh, dirty jokes.
Are you Jenny and Ian Murray's son?
That little baby?
When Uncle Jamie came home from Culloden without you, that maybe you'd gone back to where you came from, back to the fairies. Is that true?
That's a better story. Go with that.
Don't be shy. Sit and join us.
I don't want to catch anything being near you girls.
You're the new lass, aye? Wee bit older than Madam usually takes on.
Fighting words.
Well, she's got good skin and nice bubbies. Here's us going.
Okay.
Claire.
Well, I'm Dorcas.
Your name is Dorcas.
Yeah, put your finger up his bum. That'll get him off faster than anything.
What kind of breakfast did you walk down on? Oh shoot. There's a dude in that room.
You need to leave.
No hall tells me what to do.
Again, fighting words.
Maybe if I fuck you, it'll jog your memory.
You've been back for a day and a half, Claire. Stuff like this isn't too common in Boston. Well, that just, you know, they seem to pick up right where they left off. If I wanted to quickly recap this episode, I could just say smooshing, but you probably want a little more than that. Episode starts and that brothel chick is getting Jamie ready for his day, and I'm like, hey, I don't know you, don't touch him. He gets to his printing shop, and there's these two guys that I think are his friends from prison, and I don't know if I should remember them or if they're just like new characters we're introducing. They broke in there to sleep, and Jamie's like, hey, you can't be around here, you know, we're doing unsavory things. But he's like, anyway, while you're here, can you smuggle some treasonous paper for me? That'd be cool. But then Jordy shows up, and he's just like some sassy gay friend with a goiter. He works for Jamie, and I'm pretty sure he uses his sass to disguise the fact that he's just being a jerk half the time. Jamie sends his friends off and then asks Jordy if he can go into town and get him something, and then Jordy gives some sassy retort and then just leaves. Then Jamie gets to work printing some things and using his old dude glasses to look at stuff. And then we pick up right when Claire shows up and that whole scene of, you know, them seeing each other again, and he passes out. And what I think is kind of cool, we're like 7 minutes in before we get the theme song. It was cool that it kind of like gave that whole opening room to breathe before it even technically started. And another thing that I thought was kind of cool is like in the episode title card shot we get, it's him doing a printing press, but when he pulls it up, it has the like creative team and directors' names on it. That was just cool. It broke the fourth wall, but I didn't care. And then after this point, it's going to get hard to recap just simply for the fact that, well, a lot happens it's mostly unspoken, significant glances and awkward moments between them for the rest of the episode until they get to know each other again. But basically, Jamie's just in shock, you know, as you would be. When he falls down, he spills some stuff on his pants. He thinks he's peed himself, but then he is going to take his pants off, but he's almost like a little insecure, like, is it going to bother Claire? And she's like, hey, we've banged. We're married. Take it out. He pulls his pants off, they talk some more, and then they start kissing just when Jordy has to show up. Like, dude, really? But then he comes in and he's like, I'm gonna quit, you're immoral, blah, 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 moral superiority, I'm leaving. He's starting off on the wrong foot with me. If he's gonna come in and just busting up every scene he walks into, I think he should actually just quit. Jamie's like, don't worry, he's not gonna quit. He's just sassy and dramatic. Jamie goes in the back to get some new pants, and then they kind of talk for a little bit and then kind of air their insecurities. She's like, I dyed my hair. And he's like, oh, I can't see up close. I mean, you kind of have to do that because these people still look gorgeous. And I gotta say, I'm glad they're not doing the, like, artificial, let's hyper-age them and make them look weird. But at the same time, all of us as an audience just have to be like, yeah, it's weird. They haven't aged, but I don't care, they're pretty. It's an oversight we're all willing to make to look at pretty people. Claire shows him pictures of Jamie, and of course he's like, what is this, pictures? What? And then there's also a little funny bit. He's like, oh my god, my child is in a bikini. Is she a whore? And then he tells Claire about his son, and they're still all a little awkward around each other, but it's to be expected. 20 years is a long time. They catch up on some stuff, but then Jamie's like, holy crap, I had an appointment, I gotta go do stuff, will you come with me? And she's like, yeah, I'll come with you. What is she gonna do? Say no, I'll stay here? The pretty man I just saw again, I'll wait for you to come back? They got into the street, and Fergus is out there, and he's all grown up now. And legit, I like the guy they have playing old Fergus. Like, he's got the speech cadence and voice, everything down. And he's got a wooden hand, so what's not to like? He's wondering, where did she come from? And she's like, oh, I thought y'all died, went to America for a while, came back. It's whatever. Jamie and Fergus step aside, talk, because he says that there's something going on with Willoughby. But they also have this little weird aside, because Fergus is like, is she staying? But what about ... And he's like, oh, I hadn't had time to think it through. We need to talk to someone about the law. What are they talking about? But anyway, Fergus says that this Willoughby character has been drinking again, so Jamie's got to go see to that. Claire goes with Jamie to meet this Willoughby character, and he's some guy from China who is getting in trouble at a bar because apparently he licked some chick's elbow when he didn't pay for it. Jamie goes and pays off the licked elbow chick, and he's like, okay, Claire, hang out with him. I got stuff to do. Jamie goes and sneaks off and meets this, rich-looking dude, in the basement-looking place. I'm very descriptive, I know. He pays the guy, and the guy's like, oh, I got word you've been selling in different places. I'm gonna need more tax money. Jamie's like, nah, man, I sell where I tell you I sell. I'm assuming they're talking about liquor. I don't know. Meanwhile, Claire's upstairs talking to Willoughby and finds out that, of course, that's not his name. He came here and, was gonna starve and die on the street, and Jamie took care of him, and she's like, aw, Jamie's the best, isn't he? Then Jamie takes Claire to where he lives, which is apparently a brothel. And the chick who runs the brothel is not taken too kindly that he brought his wife there. She talks to Claire like a mean girl, pure and simple. She talks to Claire like a really uppity chick that just works at a kiosk in the mall but still thinks she's better than you. Everything she says is with some fake smile, but you can tell she's just seething inside. And I think a little bit jealous because, who wouldn't be? Jamie and Claire go up to their room and she's just kind of looking around like, wow, this is not what I expected. But then it's just more of the same. They're both at the same time trying to get to know each other, but also still both incredibly insecure. And it's almost like they don't want to be hurt. Neither one wants to be the first to admit that they're still madly in love and they want to be together. But Claire also seems to be really insecure about the fact that he might have slept with people. The root of that, though, is that she's really insecure thinking that he might have loved someone else because she didn't. But they finally get to the point where they admit that they love each other and want to be with each other, and they finally are kissing, and then some freaking maid starts knocking at the door and just walks in. That don't even fly at a Motel 6. You're at a brothel, don't just walk in. But she brings in their dinner, and then it kind of cools them down for a second, and then there's a voiceover of Claire talking about how they just ate and talked about things and caught up with each other about what happened in the meantime and stuff like that. Reminiscing about the old times and what. It leads to them deciding, alright, we're gonna smush. And then we have, a 7-hour scene of them undressing each other. I get it, it's supposed to show about, the unspoken connection between them and discovering each other again, but it's come on, the show's not that long. Claire's a little insecure at first, but he's like, no, girl, your tote's hot, it's cool. Then they crawl into bed, it's a little fumbly, they, bump heads and laugh a little bit, but it was kind of sweet, because he's like, look at me, I can have fun. And then they just go at it, hard. I guess 20 years missing something will make you really excited to have it again. And then afterwards, Claire's like, you know what, you're still pretty ripped. You're probably like not just a printer, right? She's trying to guess what he is, but he's like, no, I'm still treasonous and everything. I'm printing stuff a lot too. You can print treasonous things, come on, girl. He says that like he's been arrested a few times for it, but they've never made anything stick, but you know, if they do, he's gonna die. And then he also kind of mentions he's like smuggling alcohol and uses the brothel to keep some of it and move some of it and sell some of it. Then there's another smushing scene because why not? You're on Stars anyway, just have at it. Then the next morning they talk about how the connection they had is still there. But she finally just comes straight out and is like, hey, dude, have you ever loved anyone else? And he's like, nah. And she's like, cool, we could bang more. Then there's some more smushing. They even send away the maid chick who's bringing him breakfast. Then Jamie's getting ready and says he has to go leave on some business stuff. And he just tells Claire to hang out there until he's back. Then later Ian Murray shows up. The little baby shows up. Ain't a baby anymore, though, because that'd be weird. He says he's looking for Jamie, and she's like, hey, wait a minute, I'm your aunt. That's weird, right? Because we're talking in a brothel. He's like, yeah, I heard about you. People thought you was like a witch or a fairy or whatever. She's like, nah, I was in America. It's cool. I'll see you later, kid. Then Claire goes down and gets some breakfast with all the whores. They think she's another whore, and they're very nice, which is cool. You could tell they all have hearts of gold. But then the head brothel chick shows up, and she's like, hey, you don't eat down here. Go upstairs. She don't like you, Claire. Claire goes back upstairs, and the room is tossed, and there's some dude in there, like, digging through stuff, asking for Jamie's ledger. He thinks she's a whore, and she's like, no, I'm his wife. And he's like, okay, well, then I'm just gonna bang you until you tell me where the stuff is. He grabs her and then pushes her back towards the bed, and then credits. Seriously, Claire, like, how many hours have you been there, and you're already in that kind of danger? Boston's looking pretty nice right now, I bet. But you can't say she didn't know that there would be danger involved going back to that time and place being a chick. But Jamie is worth the risk. Anyway, that's it. It's cool. I love this episode. You could say, like, not a lot happened, but at the same time, a lot happened. And they're still kind of, like, tentatively getting to know each other again, but at the same time, they can pick up right where they left off. Danger and all. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm having a crazy month, and I'm going to be doing stuff for the next week, so the next one might be a little late, too. Don't be mad. But believe me, I do get them out as quickly as I can, and I'm doing a few different shows at the moment right now, so it's hard to juggle all of them. But if I forgot anything or left anything out, if you just want to talk about anything, drop a comment. I will be trying to catch up on those soon, too. And don't forget to do the things, rate, comment, subscribe. I will catch you guys later. Until next time.